Let's talk about purpose a little bit. So I heard this young man, he was asking me, you wrote a book on purpose. Actually, this is the book that is actually behind me. And I keep on reminding people that those who have not bought the book yet, do all you can so that you can grab your copy, because the book is so important. So important. So the young man was asking, what really is purpose? So for me, when it comes to the definition of purpose, I always take it totally out of context, because men wish for me to quote the Bible verses for me to come to tell them what purpose is. They wish for me maybe to quote the Quran so that I could tell them what purpose is. But for me, I always take it out of context. So if you have somewhere to write, or you have to pay close attention, I'm going to say it brief and I'm going to say it straight. So what is purpose? Purpose is the end that began the beginning. Purpose is the end that began the beginning. And what defines the purpose of a thing, of a man, is its existence and its function, is what determines what the purpose of a thing is. So for me, when it comes to the book, I didn't really much talk about purpose. I talked about purposeful living. Why? Because purpose is not the journey. Purpose is a destination. Purpose is where you are going, and purposeful living is how you reach that end. And so I say to people, when Christ came to the world, he came, there were systems that were there already. So when he came to the world, he didn't come to create new systems, but he came to, excuse me, he came to modify to what was already there. So Christ came and said, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. And by that process of shunning away what is unnecessary in man's life, then automatically what he is left with, that is his purpose. And I always give an example of a banana. Let's take man, for example, as the banana. So first, for you to eat the banana, you have to peel the banana, so that what you are left with is what is to be eaten. The same with the example that I always give is, when those who mine gold take gold out of the soil, the gold is molded with impurities. So if you remove those impurities from the gold, then what you are left with, that is gold. So this is what I call purpose in life. For you to live a purposeful life, you have to shun everything that you know does not contribute to your life. But how do you know that this thing is not important for me? You can only measure it through how it contributes to your four important endowments in life, which is your emotional, your physical, your mental, and your spiritual life. So if what you are living, or how you are living your life, is outside of these four endowments, then you can know that what I'm doing is outside of purpose. But this actually leads me, or convicts me, to talk about the character, personality, and personality itself. the character traits and the personality traits leads me to say that today we try to fix our personality traits, things like makeup, things like exercising some skills, let's say maybe speaking skills, let's say being educated, and many other skills. Well, please get me correct. I'm not trying to hide away from the importance of these things, but what I'm trying to say is, if you focus more on the personality traits and shun away the character traits, then the process of shunning what is not of purpose can be a lie. Why? Because if you are very good at talking, but yet inside your character is flawed, if you the way that you approach people, or the conversation that you have, they might have eloquence, they might have beautiful persuasive words, but yet if the character is flawed, then it becomes manipulative or it becomes evil at most. So first things first, private victory precedes public victory. You have to deal with your character first before you deal with your personality trait. So you cannot run before you crawl. You cannot claim your way out of the field. Definitely you have to sow the seeds in the rainy season, and you have to apply all the principles that are necessary for you to have a good harvest, and you reap what you sow. That is a definite. So private victory precedes public victory. You reap what you sow. Yes. So if you are to live with purpose, first write down a list of the things that are important in your lives and the things that are not important in your life. Well, I'm not talking about the things that can only make you money or the things that can increase your beauty. No, I'm talking about life as a wholesome thing, which means that contributes to the overall well-being of your life at the end of the day is the thing that I'm talking about. So you have to write those things down and write the things that are important in you, so that you shun everything that destroys your life, that destroys your body, that destroys your mental health, that destroys your emotional anchorage, and at the end of the day, that destroys your spiritual growth. Because at the end of the day, our goals should be divided into two important goals, which is eternal goals and humanly goals. So at the end of the day, let us make a decision to understand what truly is our purpose in life. Of course, we might have a universal purpose that we have, but in that universal purpose, we all have our personal tasks that contributes to the overall purpose of life when we talk about all of us. Yes.